Man, oh man, do we have some stuff to talk about because of these ranges here. Because we're already at the top side monthly expected move, we're going to have to seriously consider what is going on the shorter time frames. But we're going to have to do that tomorrow because for today, we need to get into the bigger ones. We need to be talking about the macro side of things and trying to see which way this market really wants to go. As we broke to the upside, we kind of know which way this market wants to go. And if we're going to correct now or if we're going to correct after we hit that annual expected move, we better be paying attention to what's going on in the near term because right now it seems the bulls have made a big decision. I have to do this all in one shot. So I appreciate you coming today. I really appreciate you clicking on the video, leaving a like, subscribing, and things like that to join us for tomorrow's stream or tomorrow's stream, tomorrow's video as well. So we can get into those shorter time frames and give you those updated weekly expected moves. You notice that we did break out of those weekly expected moves. It's very likely that we will remain inside them next week now, but we will consider those once those are actually up on the chart. For now, we're going to break down the SPY, the Qs, the IWM, and go look at some other things like the dollar and volatility. And I think that's actually where we should start. We should start off with the dollar. Remember that our assessment on the dollar was there was a 4 hour lower high in this area, and that was leading to the daily crossing down. But there was also, because that 4 hour was pretty extended, it was on the daily chart at the same time. Once it was on the daily chart at the same time, if we see that extend to the downside, especially if we see it extend to the downside, we would most likely see this MACD cross down. This is why we suggested that as we break through and make a new high, there might be a little weekly pullback going on into this area, and we can pull back and see that climb to the upside. If you want to see some of those daily signals, we see here that the daily signals are plainly showing the lower high. We see that that confirmed to the downside. We see it was rigorous enough to shoot us into negative territory. Sure, if the dollar randomly squeezes early on next week and just pops the heck off, yeah, we might be able to see some kind of sell off. But the dollar, as of right now, is in pullback mode, which most likely means that this market is going into assets and out of cash for a moment. The problem with that is, as you go back to the weekly chart, you notice that the dollar bottomed way before the market topped. And even though the market is going to new all time highs, we see the dollar is elevated. That is because of our previous conversations in these videos. That's why I appreciate you clicking on these because I try to make them as helpful as possible by displaying some information that can really actually help you. We notice the trend line, we notice the double bottom, and then we actually notice the divergence across here on your MACD, on your RSI at the same time. Just a signal you cannot miss. So this told you something. It told you that we were about to go into the time where people start casually going into the dollar, and that can cause selling, right? Going into cash, out of stocks. But we talked about this in the video how normally you will see a period of time while this tries to go positive where the dollar goes up and the market goes up at the same time. This period of time is going to be our trap like behavior. We have shown this off plenty of times right around this area. This marking right here is pretty much where the market started to go sideways a little bit top, right? So as we started to top, you notice that we were able to bottom out early at that same trend line. Then we were able to shoot into positive territory, see some kind of pullback, and that's where the market really started to turn over. And that's where we saw a big bear market, I believe, right? 2022. So if we're considering that now, it means we're most likely in the period of time where you're scaling up into big macro traps. That being said, as a trader, we still trade with the trend. You probably heard this all the time, but if I'm just sitting there saying, hey, there's going to be a trap forming and I sit back, this signal can last a long time. This signal can last a very, very long time. I mean, if we go back to this over here and we actually pull up how long this actually took from confirmation to the actual sell-off, which I believe was actually over here in February, we noticed that that was about 253 days. How far into it are we right now with those potential reversal signals? Well, you could consider that that timing could start right here. And if we pull over to about 250 days, you'll notice that is a longer period of time. So this can last a pretty long darn time. And you have to be prepared for that. But understanding this is a very, very key factor in my book. And I think this will really help you out with any kind of analysis in the future. Let's pop over to the VIX though and talk about this because we're rejecting off right now. This is a good thing for the bulls, right? This is a good thing for the bulls. We noticed that volatility, if it would curl up over here, man, that could be a problem because, yeah, you can go into just a couple weeks of selling and you're going positive. You could test the high, go make a new one. But because we have that negative positioning here, we're more so going to lean towards if you even see a pop in volatility, which I think is pretty likely still. We'll have to find out over the next few weeks how this develops because we are on a weekly chart. So when I say still likely, soon, still, that is pretty relative to you're looking at a weekly chart. And that's why we talked about that on the dollar. But because we're negative here, it's very likely to see lower high. So if we go into the daily chart, we see here that some interesting things could develop by our 1504. That is my anecdotal level if you want to mark it off. So is 1212. We notice that the daily chart down here on the MACD, it's kind of difficult to say this is just going to make a divergence right now. We're going to have to go into the shorter time frames for this. It's kind of difficult to say a divergence is going to form right now. Instead, something way more likely with the positive price action that we have seen is some further continuation into some kind of bounce that leads us getting all the way down towards 1212. 1212 is the area where massive traps do happen. We notice 1212 is an area where that happens. We reach down to it. We see a huge spike in volatility. When we remain down there, this holds usually and leads to some spike in volatility. So 1212 is going to be a very critical level to watch in the near future, in my opinion. If it is not going to be a serious level to watch in the near future, then it's very likely that this daily chart here will curl to the upside and go into positive territory, and we could see some type of volatility come in. But as we are looking at the shorter time frames tomorrow, you'll have to come back so that we can see how probable we are to turn that up. We will look for hints on the 2-hour chart, 4-hour chart, 30-minute chart that overall can help us dictate, hey, how probable is this to turn up next week or something like that. So make sure to subscribe so you're joining for that tomorrow. Now, these are some very, very nice things. And now we're going to get into the monthly expected move. Something I would say here is we still do have the 80% off full technical analysis course. Now, if anything in here was confusing you, if anything down here with the divergences was confusing you, if anything about this monthly expected move is confusing you, if you just want a better outlook on how to actually look at these things so that you can find better opportunities, that course will help you. It's the full technical analysis course. I try to keep it as simple as possible because I believe that the simplest way is the best way. I believe the simplest answer is usually the best one. And keeping things simple with a solid understanding of your ranges, a solid understanding of, say, price action and divergences, mixed with some good understanding of the MACD and good understanding of the RSI, and those things being all at the same time with your 3 to 5 reasons. I know this is a lot to say while we're trying to just talk about this sale and stuff like that, this course that can really help. But at the same time, it genuinely is something that gives you a deeper understanding of these indicators. We talk about things that not a lot of people talk about because they really try to skip past it like the MACD is just the MACD. The MACD is a huge indicator that can genuinely help you, and I encourage you to get a better understanding of it. You will have a better understanding of it in that course down there. So check it out while you got time. But let's get into the daily. Actually, let's get into the weekly chart first. We notice that the weekly chart is curling to the upside. Once again, when you're going to see massive moves to the downside, normally you will build these divergences, this weakness in momentum. And you see, we're still in the early stages of that. We still potentially are in the first really big push. So this could extend even 3 times, right? We could extend, we could extend, we could extend if we really, really want to. So the weekly chart being so positive says I'm always paying attention to how that can go to the upside until I see failure. So the weekly chart here, very, very nice for the time being. We even had a moment a couple of weeks ago around these areas where we overall suggested, are we going to pull back? Are we going to correct? Or are we going to see this pullback into a correction later? And I think that we're leaning more towards that, obviously, with the development from last week. Last week, the daily expected move was just blown out the water. The weekly expected moves were blown out the water, and we went all the way to the monthly move very early on in the month. That tells you that this is a very risky area, especially on the first push for the 2 hour chart, to really say, like, yeah, I want to go to the bull side right here. I want to start betting bullish all the time right at this area. Instead, we would look for those potential pullbacks. So make sure you join us for tomorrow. But the daily chart here, if it's able to curl down, there's always a shot you can take out this logo, make something down here. But as we just got to this area, you can see that these buyers are so good that it's very likely to just continue this move and maybe get a daily pullback later, maybe move sideways for a bit of time into up towards the end of the month. Either way, you look at this, you're looking for this daily chart to overall extend. That would be way more probable here based on the shorter time frames that we're going to get into tomorrow. So as of right now, even if the daily cross down, we would still be paying attention to lower high, but there is a shot to take out that low. Obviously, I'm not going to be saying, dramatically bullish things if the daily chart curls down, but we will still have to do our homework because this is a dramatically bullish move. Yes, it will most likely need to consolidate at the monthly. Yes, it will most likely need to pull back from the monthly, but that doesn't mean that this daily chart has to cross down. That could be on a shorter time frame, and that seems to be pretty darn probable over there. The Qs would be risky if they curled down the daily chart. This is why we're saying in this video, is because the Qs are in a different state. We could still form some decent structure to actually head to the upside. We'll have to see where those weekly expected moves lie when we do that calculation and put those out tomorrow. But we notice if the daily chart is able to cross down here, there's no question about this. If this crosses down into negative territory early on next week, test the low, go make a new one. But we're pointed directly to the monthly expected move. We're in such a positive trend on the shorter time frames. We do not see any signal in here just yet, just so you're aware. I'm just going to tell you that now because that's very important to discuss during this macro video. Instead, we have to see how far this thing wants to extend. Remember, the SPY has to go up to its annual expected move. It's going to need the Q's help for that. That means that the daily chart really likely will extend here, and the weekly chart may be able to confirm as well. If the weekly chart is able to confirm, I would be heavily aware of any little divergence in here that can lead us into more pullbacks, right? More pullbacks or even a correction if we form divergences. So we will be aware of that. You will need to be heavily aware of any kind of weekly divergence. Every time if we see one, right, one divergence here, you go, oh, it crosses down. That is risky. But remember, if we're still far away from that center line, then we can still hold that and create a triple divergence as well into the end of the year. So I just wanted to point those things out. As we go over to IWM, you'll notice that the weekly chart is just extremely elevated. It's very likely to just continue. I do believe we'll walk into some type of correction and then see kind of like something into 2027, but that's just a belief. That's not really written in the charts. What's written in the charts here is such a positive move, very likely to continue, right? It's very, very likely to continue here. So we'll have to see what takes place. As we go into the daily chart, though, we discussed this multiple times, how even though we have these terrible divergences, if we curl up after this consolidation, we see that this is pretty darn flaggy, right? You saw us draw this up. If we're able to confirm out of that, it's very likely to test the high and go make a new one, especially if you see your MACD confirming and RSI confirming all at the same time. We saw all those things. We're testing the high. Nothing about this should surprise us, but we should be aware of the risks. The risks here of a double top would be if the daily is able to curl down. You could be setting up that next point of divergence here. You could be setting up that next point of divergence down there. If that takes place, that would be your risky thing, but the shorter time frames aren't necessarily pointing towards that. They are pointing towards a little bit more extension first. So you're going to want to tune into tomorrow's video, but keeping it that simple will be very, very good because you want to keep divergences simple here. You are outside of the annual expected move. That means this area is pretty darn risky as of right now. You guys, I really wanted to just get through these things pretty quickly. I think that the overall macro side of things looks pretty simple at this point. A little bit complex because we're potentially going to curl up on the weekly chart, and it could get really very, very tight. Actually, the SPY was able to do that, and we're at the monthly expected move. So this just tells me I need to look for those shorter time frame pullbacks to lead to buyer demand, meaning that pullbacks most likely will be some kind of opportunity. And on the macro scale, even if the weekly does pull back or still corrects at some point, maybe after we get to this annual expected move, maybe after a test of 800, and we can see some type of correction, we still would be looking for continuation after we are finished. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you consider looking at some stuff down in the description, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and tune into tomorrow for some shorter time frame analysis. Peace out.